Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. And we have bounced quite significantly yesterday, but it doesn't look very convincing, does it? So let's just get some of these levels drawn in. So firstly, there is a downward trend line that is pretty clear. This is a lower low. We've made lower highs all along, and we've got a crossover here. So oscillators are saying that we are overbought, oversold, and we need to be looking at a level to buy off. Now we've come back up onto this 30,370, and look to the left, you can see that was a previous area of resistance. We did use it for support once, and then we haven't really, or twice, once there, and we haven't really used it as support since then. So we need to get above that level, and we need to hold it. So that's kind of the view that I have at the moment. If we just move through the time frames, if you look at the 3 hour, look what's happening with my oscillators at the moment. This is not looking very rosy. This is looking like we're having a continuation to the downside. Now, today is a big day with earnings. So we've got Alphabet or Google, and we've got Amazon on the same day. So, and I think that's after the bell. So don't be too surprised to see us just waffle around, or big volatility, but big up, big down, big confusion while we wait for those results to come out. We've also got the stimulus nonsense or noise still on the cards. I think by the time they actually sign off the stimulus, everybody would have started new jobs and would have sorted themselves out. But anyway, that's the way politicians work. They've got to fight over everything. So for me, this at the moment is not... I'm not entirely convinced we have a move to the upside, if that makes sense. It's making a lot more sense for a short. And the problem with that view, in my eyes anyway, is this trend is up, and it's a damn strong uptrend. So... we haven't really, I suppose we did make a low, but we haven't closed below this previous swing low here, and that was 29,888. We haven't closed below it. So is this just a retracement? Is this a bit of a flag or a channel brewing? I think it definitely is a channel, that much we know. But is it a bearish channel that is going to extend? Ultimately there is the channel break target all the way down here of 29,200, and that channel break target is pretty much that channel there. So yeah, it's confusing to say the least. So what we want to be doing, I think, is be very cautious. Actually, I think that's the first thing we need to be doing, is be very cautious. There is confusion here. I don't think it's not as the Dow Jones is not that tech heavy as what the S&P is. So if the Nasdaq is going to run like the Nasdaq had a good day yesterday, S&P will run after it. But it's not necessary to say that the Dow would run as well. So I think for me the Dow is pretty much sit on hands. Let's wait and see what transpires with the earnings. And once that's out the way, I think most of the earnings are done, and then we can get on with life a little bit. But I think this 30,372 is very important, as is 30,000. So I would feel a lot more comfortable, and this, you can see this 3058 area here. We did test it yesterday. You can see it bounce up, and we tested it. So I would feel a lot more comfortable with another retest of this area. So in other words, go into a solid range here, allow the moving averages on the hour to cross over, because they are bearish at the moment. So I just want that confirmation that we have a crossover. So give me a bullish crossover. That will give me a lot of confidence on this. So I think for me, too much confusion in my head at the moment. I'm staying well away from this. I don't want to short this. The bigger trend is up, and if I look at the 8 hour and the daily, in actual fact, look at my oscillators here. It's not really a situation where I want to be selling. Granted, this is a nice little retracement, but the odds favor a long, especially when the trend is like this at the moment. So yeah, obviously we want some more structured view move to the upside, but look what happened between these two levels in the past here. And I just want to go to the weekly as well to see if we've got data here. Should have done this before we started the video, but if you look at the weekly, there's absolutely no reason to be looking for shorts. So that's kind of my view at the moment. Yeah, this is telling me we need to be careful. We are overbought, tremendously overbought, but it is easing off a bit as well. So you know, it's going to have a little move to the downside and then continue for an extended period of time. But I think for now, this is a wait and see situation for me. I'm not entirely convinced we're going to break, and I'm not entirely convinced we're going to fall. So in that case, I will keep my money in my pocket. Anyway, enough of a waffle. Hope it helps you somewhat to make a call on this, but my advice today is be very careful of this. Wait for some kind of structure, and even if you go down to like the half hour, you can see we're getting crossovers and we're holding the 150. You know, if that happens on the half hour and we keep the 150 and the 150 starts pointing up as well, then you've probably got to move back to the top of the channel, which is 30,700. Okay, so that's kind of my view, but personally I'm just sitting on the sidelines with this one. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.